Hi everyone. Right, hang on, let me just get down on my chair properly. Today I want to tackle Mixed Media Morsels number 12, which is the book, homemade book, and I have chosen this slow pulled pork packaging. This is delicious, by the way. If anybody is a member of Costco, highly recommend it. Very, very nice. So I'm going to use this. I've just cut it to size on my rotary cutter, and I'm just going to gesso front and back. Then let me just move that out of the way. I have also, what I want to use to decorate it with is some magic sponges, these magic erasers. I buy mine from the internet, from eBay. I buy them in packages, boxes of 100 for, I think, just over £11 from a company called honestf.com. These are slightly thicker than some of the ones that you can get from eBay, and these are brilliant. I use them every day for my cleaning. They're brilliant for cleaning your shower screen, baths, sinks, you know, the grime, soap scum grime, doing your windows. I just use them for absolutely everything, and I get through a lot of them. But I thought I'd do a stamping technique with these. I saw a Carolyn Doobie video yesterday, and she was using rubber stamps in similar shapes to these. She'd got a square rubber stamp and a long rectangle, and I think she was just using two of them, but I'm going to use a few different shapes. I've cut out a slightly fatter rectangle here. I've got my slimmer rectangle, a square, and the fatter rectangle, and I'm going to use those to do some stamping a bit later. Carolyn Doobie, as I said, used rubber stamps. I think she'd purchased hers from a stamp store, but those will do fine. So I'm going to go off camera now, as I say, gesso this, and then I shall come back. You probably noticed that I was fiddling around looking for something a minute ago. I was actually looking for these rubber blocks. I got these in a pack of 2 from Tiger in the UK. I don't know whether you've got Tiger in the States or anywhere else. But these were just a couple of pounds, and then I had bought the carving tools as well, and I have planned to do a carving tutorial at some stage and haven't got round to it yet. And then yesterday I thought that I could cut these into rectangle and square shapes, but I thought sponge was probably better, because I think more of you are more likely to have a sponge lying around the house than you are the rubber. So we'll leave that for another time. And also yesterday I was going to use tempera sticks, as Carolyn had done. Today I've decided to use paint. So I've gessoed the cover of my book. I've only done it on one side. I've not bothered with the back, as I said I would. And I'm going to grab my paints, and then I shall come back. Right then, let me just sit back down again. I've got another palette. Let me just show you off to the side here. Hang on, let me turn it around that way so that you can see, yeah, you can see all the colours, and the mixture of Daler Rowney and Liquitex colours that I've got here. I've put them on this. This was just a sheet. Let me show you. I got a few sheets of this plastic the last time I went to the resource centre, the scrap store, and I had no idea what I was going to use it for, but actually I thought it would make a really good, a much larger palette, so that's what I am going to use. And then roll my sleeves up so that I don't get paint in, and I'm going to start off with the larger sponge. Let me just see that I've got that in focus. Yes, I have. So I'm going to start off just randomly. Let's make sure that I've got the sponge covered in paint. Sorry, this is probably out of view for you guys. And I'm not really too worried if I don't get a full impression. That's absolutely fine. I spent a lot of time with the circles technique that I did, sort of making sure that it was perfect, and I added so many layers that I needn't really have worried about it. Trying to stamp off as much of that as I can, and then I shall go in Again, I'm going to have to be a bit careful with this, that I don't end up making mud, so I'm going to have to be a little bit wary of my colour choices. So I'm going to come in now with some orange, and again I'm just doing this very randomly. grabbed a square lid here, and I suddenly noticed that I'd got a sort of Kermit the Frog green, for want of a better description. I don't know what colour it's called actually, let me have a look. It's leaf green. It is like Kermit the Frog. And I'm just going to go over that in a few random places. Oh, hang on, it's not stamping a full image. Not that it really matters. So being really random. Right, so I've got my small square lid at the ready, and I'm going in with the black again, just to try and balance out some of the black that I've got already. I think because it stands out so much against all the other colours, it just needs a little bit more just to try and balance things. Right, so I've got loads of these lovely bright colours left over. I put way too much paint out, and what I shall do afterwards is grab some cardstock and just make some backgrounds with it. But I've got my trusty stylus. This is my favourite mark making tool, and all I'm going to do is just make random marks like so. In a couple of different places. Right, so here's what it's looking like, and I'm really pleased with that. So I'm just now going to mop up all the leftover paint, and then I'll be back to show you what I've got left. Right, I've got loads going on. I've used up all of my paint now. This is the plastic palette that I used. Sorry about that. That was my son asking me a question about Easter. But this is really cool. As I say, I've mopped up all the paint. You can't really see it. Let me take that out of the way. And it's so busy underneath, but I'm going to keep that because I think I might be able to do something with it. And then let me show you all the other bits and pieces I've got as well. Let me just bring the black mat back. Right, I carried on stamping with the leftover paint. That was one done on a piece of black card, so that looks quite cool. Then I did some on music sheet paper, so I've got that. Let me just move those out of the way. These are drying all over my floor. I've got this one, and in fact actually I've still got paint left over on the sponges, so I can continue to just, but this is how I've just used up all the leftover paint, just so that nothing goes to waste, and then I can use this for collage at a later date. So that's that one. I've got some more smaller ones on a couple of pieces of book paper, so I've got those. Let's continue with this. Oh, this silly sweatshirt I've got here. I bought this from the local supermarket a few weeks ago, and I really like the bright yellow colour, but they only had it in a really large size. In fact, I bought the correct size for me, and the arms were so tight it was absolutely awful, so I took it back. But it was reduced, and I thought, oh, I really liked it, so I bought it in an oversized, but the arms are too long. I'm going to have to shrink it in the tumble dryer. It's not good for painting because it's getting in the way. But let's just use up all of this leftover. So there we go, you get the general gist. Let me just move that one. And then I've got just a few sheets of paper that, again, I've used on that palette. Some of them have got paint on both sides because I've used my trusty brayer. But there's some quite cool colours going on here. Look at that one. I love that on the reverse. I'm going to have to go and separate these so that they don't stick together. I like this one here with all the pink and magenta on it. That one's really nice, and that one, and that's pretty much it really. So so I got quite a lot for my paint there. Right, I'm going to leave this part of the video for now and call this part 1. I shall be back to do part 2, which will be doing something with the back and also sorting out what I'm going to do with some pages for inside. So see you all again soon for part 2. Bye for now.